Good evening. Today I am to discuss about some more problems on capital asset pricing models. Already we discussed about some basics and some application level problems. Let's move today's class on further problems on capital asset pricing model. We'll go for that. See the problem number 1 on today's videos. See the problem. Problem is on the information is given. Goodluck Limited has been enjoying a substantial net cash inflow until the surplus fund are needed to meet tax and dividend payment and to finance further capital expenditure in several months time. They have been invested in a small portfolio short-term equity investments. Means Goodluck company is there and they are going to maintain their surplus net cash inflow purpose to maintain the tax and dividend and no finance further they are required for capital investment, and they are invested for small portfolio for short-term purpose. Details of portfolio they given, which consists share in 4 UK listed companies are as follows. So they are invested in the 4 UK listed companies. That 4 UK listed companies information they are given. So 4 securities of UK listed. So Goodluck Limited has been invested some of the money in the UK listed, because already they have net cash inflow and surplus from they needed to meet tax and dividend payment to finance for further capital expenditure. So short term purpose they have taken the decisions to invest in the short term equity investments. Which company they invested? UK Limited. Okay, so investing which company does not matter. Important things it is where they are invested and how much they are getting, that is importance. Okay, so see that company they are invested that UK listed companies as having security A, security B, security C, security D. In the A, they are purchased number of shares 60,000, B 80,000, C 1 lakh, D 1,25,000. Market price is already given in the problems, 4.29 per share value, 2.92, 2.17, 3.14, and the beta factors. Beta factors is nothing but what is the market performance with this security A, B, C, D. Means what is the risk involved of company A, B, C, that is security A, B, C, D equity shares compared to market performance. The risk element is there, will measure systematic risk with the help of beta. Dividend is also given. So A share security is giving the dividend per share 6.10, 3.40, 5.70, 3.30 also, and expected return in the next year already given. Okay, this is new things in the problems. Till now what are the problems we solved? They are given number of shares, market price, beta, dividend, or investment price and cost price, or investment values, and at the end of the values they given. But here they already given the next year return. Expected return is already given in the next years. So that is A will get 19.50, B 24%, 17.50, 23% in a percentage. Annually that much returns they are getting for the next years. Okay, apart from this they are given the current market return is given, that is 19% year. Risk free rate is given 11% in year. Now the questions comes, you are required. First question, on the basis of data given, calculate risk of Goodluck Limited for short term investment portfolio relative to the markets. So the first question they ask here, see the first question. What is the first question? Basically they ask here, they want to be calculate the risk of Goodluck Limited on short term investments related to markets. So what has to be calculated? See, the company Goodluck Limited are going to be invested in UK, okay, and they want to go for short term purpose. So when they has to go for short term purpose and they want to know the risk, which risk they want, that is relative to the markets. So as we know that how that risk can be calculated, the risk, which risk will be useful to calculate market purpose, which is the activity we are going to be used statistically, we should be used, that is beta measurement. So that should be remember that here they not mentioned directly should calculate beta. They ask theoretical question, that is on the basis of data given, means what is given in the problems, based upon that information. Okay, so based upon that informations we should calculate the risk of short terms related to market. Related to market means which risk will be compared to the equity shares to the market will measure your beta performance. So the first question you should calculate beta. Also they ask calculate expected return and identify. See, the second question carried two questions again. One is calculate expected returns. No, whatever beta we calculate, no, as per that beta, we should calculate the expected return of A, B, C and D, because we are going to be investing, already Good Luck has invested in A company share, B, C and D. Also, which securities are overvalued and undervalued. So we should be compare about that, and we should know that how to compare about that as per the given return, and you should be calculate returns. Okay, so we'll go for that. First question, we should calculate beta. Then we have to go for, once we calculate beta, we'll move for expected returns, and once we calculate expected returns, we should compare with the given returns which if the securities are overvalued and undervalued. Let's solve these problems to move that to solution on that things. See that calculation of things. First question, we should calculate the risk. Risk can be measured in a beta only, so that's why we should use the word that is calculation of portfolio beta as per the given informations. Already 4 securities given, so you should take that A, B, C, D. Number of share is also given. Market price is already given. Okay, each share market price, and beta value is already given. So as per that given information, number of shares and market price, we should find out first investment columns. This is the first step. This all information is available in the problem: security, number of shares, market price and beta. Okay, now we should find out investment. How to find out investment? How we can come to know the investment will be there in the A, B, C, D, means how much amount we are invested in the A company shares, A security share, B security share, C security share and D securities. We should use that. We should multiply column number 2 into column number 3. See, it is given in that thing. 5 is equal to, column number 5 is equal to 2 into 3. What is 2 into 3? Number of shares multiply with market price. How much amount shares we purchased with the market price. So 60,000 into 4.29 will get 2,57,400. 80,000 into your 2.30, 2,33,600. 1 lakh into 0.85 and 1,25,000 into 1.28. So we'll get investment, individual investment will get. So total of that will get 11,500,000 rupees. The total investment will get. Once we get total investment, the next steps to find out your activity, that is you should find out the proportionate weight or the weight of the investment. How to find out the weight of the proportion, that is we should use that individual investment divided by total investment. 2,57,400 divided by 11,500, we will get 0.2339. Okay, then next 2,33,600 divided by 11,500 will get 0.2123. Next 2,17,000 divided by 11,500 will get 0.1972, and same way 3,92,500 divided by 11,500 will get 0.3567. Once we get the proportion of weight, we should multiply with your activity with related to beta, that we should find out. Once to find out portfolio beta means investment weights, we can multiply with market risk. Okay, so 1.20 into 0.2339. See, it is given in the equations, that is column 7 is equal to column number 4. See the column number 4, it is there, column number 4 into column number 6. 1.20 individual that is market risk is already given, multiply with the proportionate weight, how much we invested, means that much risk we taken about. So what is our investment risk to the market risk? We can multiply, we will get 0.28068, means column number 4 into 6. 2.30 into 0.2123. Next we will get 0.85 into 0.1972, we will get 1672. 1.28 into 0.3567 will get 0.45658. So total of that, summation of all that, we will get the portfolio beta 1.393166. So that is the first question answer as per their problem. As we calculate the question, it is given on the calculation of your risk. See, it is given in the problems. You should calculate as per the information. The risk related to market is nothing but portfolio beta we should be calculate. Now the second question they ask, we should find out your expected return under CAPMs. It is not mentioned CAPM, but you can use CAPM model. Why is to use CAPM model? Because already in the problems, information is given as per the CAPM equation. See that market return is nothing but RM, and risk-free rate is nothing but 0%, that is RF. So market return and risk-free rate is given. Beta already we calculate. So everything will be available easily. So you should calculate about that CAPM under things and see the changes will be taken place. So you can use CAPM equations for the purpose of your market performance. So you can use that security A purpose. Equation is our RI is equal to RA plus beta into RM minus RF. So A security return, that is RF, it is given in the problem 11 plus 1.2, it is given in the beta. C, it is, we should identify that beta of it is given 1.2, 2.30, 0.85, 1.28. Market return is 19 and risk related is 11. Okay, so you should simplify that as per the security A, B, C, D. 11 plus 1.20 minus 19 minus 11 will get 20.60, 29.40, 17.50, 23. As per the beta is already available. RF it is given, market return is also given. So we calculate, that is question number 2. On that first question, expected rate of returns. Once we calculate expected rate of return as per CAPM, you should know that recommendation of changes taken place. See the question there asks which securities are overvalued or undervalued. So how to find out overvalued and undervalued securities? See that as per the CAPM calculations, means given calculated CAPMs and given in the your problems. These things it is available in the problems. See the problems. In the problems already return is given. Okay, that you can compare with calculated returns. This is our calculated returns. See the calculated return we are going to be calculate this 20.60, 29, 70 and 23. So we should compare about the things. How to compare about the things about security A? Okay, expected CAPM 20.60 we calculated and expected return of the next year's. Evaluation how we has to do? If CAPM return, okay, CAPM return, this RI and this CA as per the given returns is more than, okay, 20.60 is more than 19.50. So whenever calculated return is more than expected returns or actual return or average returns or given return in the problems, then you should be think about that the securities are overpriced. Okay, securities are overpriced. So when it is securities are overpriced, as an investor you want to be sell the shares in the market to get the profitable business, to get the gain on that. Next, same B security also. See that return it is 29.40 and expected in the next year 24. So as usual, your expected as per CAPM is more than that. Here also more than. So it will go for overprice and you want to be sell now to get that, because calculate expected return of CAPM is more than your next year's. Why should we wait for next year getting 24? Today we are getting 29.40. So you want to be sell them shares. Overpriced. Next, C security also. We have to know that C securities will go for C securities where we include about that C securities return it is 17.50. So calculated will be there as a 17.50. So here instead see that the values are equal. Okay, expected calculated and other things will be equal. So that times you should take the decisions of you should hold these shares. Either hold or maybe you can go for selling also. It is depend upon the your investor decisions. Okay, situation. But you cannot go for buyings. Don't do that buying decisions. Either you can hold the shares or either you can go for sell the shares. That is depend upon your activity. So that should be equal situations. 17.50 is to 17.50 situation, because given return of C securities and calculated return of C securities are same. So either we can hold the shares or either you can go for sell the shares. It depends upon the investors. Basically you should be hold the shares when it comes to equal. Next, D securities, that is 23 and 23. Okay, now see that it is 23 also there and this also 23. Okay, here V has to go for, again has to be hold the shares, has to go for holding because it is equal, or here we can go for sell or maybe buy, or basically the investor has to be hold. Here the situation it is where we are going to be considered, that is situation it is in the mind of your as per the given situation, that is it is only for short term purpose. So whenever the situation is given for short term purpose, no, so has to go for that is either we can go for compulsory selling activities purpose. So that is where we have to knowing about your calculation of your return, and as per the given situation in the things, the problem it is there where we have to be consider the activities related to your good luck limiteds, where we taken about the calculate risk and other activities will be there. Then comes to question number 2. See the question number 2. A company has a choice of investment between several different equity oriented funds. Okay, the company has an amount of rupees 1 crore to invest. The details of mutual fund are as follows. Okay, this is very much important as the problem it is given in the situations. Okay, here the problem it should comes as a hold, it becomes as a hold only because it is equal situations. Depend, normally we have to go for equal situation, we can hold, but it is there in the short term purpose, short term investment comes. So as an investor has to go for short term, that is because we have to go for selling activities also, or maybe depend selling activity only has to go because it is for short term purpose, because we need a finance for to meeting the capital expenditures and other activity purpose. So has to go for selling activities also. Then move to the next questions. This question is quite different from earlier problems. How this problem will be different? See the question number 2. A company has a choice of investment between several different equity oriented fund. See, question is given directly on equity oriented funds is there, means the company is having the choice, and the company has an amount of rupees 1 crore. So company is having 1 crore of investment. So details of mutual funds are already given. So they want to be invested in the equity oriented mutual funds. So they are having 5 equity oriented mutual funds. Their beta performance is given. Means they want to be invest. What is the performance of M security, M mutual fund equity to market? Means how market performance will fluctuate compared to that your M mutual fund NOPQ, but it is equity oriented. Okay, so the company is having 1 crore and they are going to be investing in 5 alternatives. So how much amount they are going to be invested in a MNOPQ? How we are going to be decides, or how we are going to be considers based upon the situation it should be calculated. See the question they are given. You are required to, number 1 questions. If the company invests 20% of investing in the first 2 mutual fund, now they are given distribution of investment. 20% in the first 2 mutual fund and equal amount in the mutual fund of OPQ. See that in the problems, total 5 investment alternatives are there. They are going to be invested in a M and N, first 2 means M and N, that is 20, and remaining OPQ. So what is the remaining? So 100 minus that is 20 means here it comes 40, 20 in M, N and 20. So 100 minus, we will go for M 20, okay, M 20, N 20. So how much it is? 40. So if you assume that 100% investment, 40% will go for your M and N, what is left? 60%. 60% that is in the OPQ, that is equal. So you should find out in the solutions how it is going to be classified your investment. See that what is the beta of the portfolio, and the question there asks beta you should be calculate, means the alternatives mutual equity funds is given and they are going to be invested in the MNOPQ, proportion already given, but instead of asking return and all things, they are to know that what is the risk of investing 1 crore in a 5. distribution of your investment amount. Second, if the company invests 15% of its investment in O, now the distribution is different. They want to go for 15 in O, 15 in M, 10 in Q, and balance in equal amount in other two mutual funds. Here they distribute it, not same things. Okay, 15 in O, 15 in M, 10 in Q. So what is the left securities? No, what is left security? N and P, where they are going to invest remaining amount in equal proportions. And again the question they ask, what is the beta? First situation also they ask beta, second situation the question they ask beta. So what is the difference on that first and second question? Only investment distributions are only difference, and they want to be checked that if you are go for 20 and remaining things, 15 and remaining things, what is the risk avenues will generate by the company as a investors. Number third, if the expected return of the market portfolio is 14%, okay, market return is given 14 at a beta factor 1.0, matlab beta factors 1. What will be the portfolio expected return in both the situations? So they given that RM value, market performance is given. See, they want to know that if the beta is there in as per the first situation and second situation, what is the return as per first situation, what is the return of second situations. So when to go for first, see that situations. Situation 1 they mention investment in M and N 20% each, equal proportion in OPQ. See, it is given in the problem. See the condition number 1. Company want to invest 20% amount in investment in first two and equal amount in a remaining OPQ. So we'll solve that. How to solve this equation? See that it is given in the note. Investment in OPQ we don't know, but M and N we know. How? 20%. So we can make that 20% means 0.2, 0.2. We can assume that is 1. Okay, 1 minus 0.2 minus 0.2. So we'll get 0.6 will get. See that it is given in the equation 1 minus investment in M and N. We did that is 0.2, 0.2. What is left? That will be there 0.6. And it is we are going to be investing in OPQ. How much OPQ will get? 0.6 divided by 3. See 0.6 divided by 3. We want to be invest equal. So that's why we'll make a equal divided by 3. So 0.6 divided by 2 will get 0.2 means 20% same we are going to be invest. Don't confuse about that. M and N is also 20% and OPQ also comes 20%. That is not important things. They are already given 20% means we are assume that is M and N 20-20. So we'll assume that out of 100%, 20% went M, 20% N. Left portion 100 minus 20, 40. So 100 minus 40 will get 60. 60% we are going to be invest in a not in a O or P or Q. We want to go for equally. So when to go for equally, so we'll go for 60 divided by 3. So we'll get conversion of point, that is 60 means 0.6 divided by 3 will get 0.2 means 20% also comes to as a part of your total investment, that is 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. See that we are distributed equally or not. We want to total of that. See the total 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 will come equal 1. So investment proportion will come to 1 crores. Okay. Now the question they ask here, we should be calculate your portfolio beta. Okay. Portfolio beta we should be calculate as a things of your activity. Okay, portfolio beta. So how to find out your portfolio beta now here? This is important things. Investment proportion already we get, beta also we get. So we just multiply 0.2 into 0.7, 0.2 into 1.0, 0.2 into 0.9, 0.2 into 2.1, 0.2 into 0.7. So multiply with that and total of that. So whatever answer we'll get now, that is your portfolio beta, which is comes to 1.28. That is your portfolio beta, as we has to be know the total of, see the total of 0.34 plus 0.20 plus 0.18 plus 0.42 plus 0.14. So that should be equal to, beta is equal to 1.28. It is your answer as per the given situations. Okay, only we want to check the portfolio beta proportion. It is given in the percentage, convert that and divide that, we'll get the remaining activities as per the situation number 1 we calculated now. Now we'll go for situation number 2. See the situation number 2, it is very important thing. 15% in, see that 15% in O security, 15 in M, 10% in Q. So what is left, that see the total will be there, M 10, M is equal to 10, O is equal to 15 and Q is equal to, sorry, O is equal to 15, M is 10, M 15% investing in O, okay, has to go for that. Okay. If the company invests in 15% investing in O, so O is equal to 15, then M is equal to 15 and Q is equal to 10. So total will comes 5 plus 5, that is 10, and then 1, 3 plus 40. So 40% in amount we are going to be investing in O, M and Q. And what this asks, balance equal in the amount other to two other mutual funds. What are the other two mutual fund will comes? M is already there, N it is there, N and P. Okay, M and N, P we don't know. So 40 means 100 minus 40, we will get 60%. So 60% amount we are going to distribute into M and N. So 60 divided by 2 we will get 30. So 30% in P and N 30%. So total we have to distribute, that is M 15%, O 15, Q 10, P and N will comes to 30. So we'll simplify that and should simplify your portfolio beta. See that we calculate now. In the equal proportion, see that situation number B, investment in M at 15, O at 15 and P is at 10%. It's M 15. M 15, O 15 and Q it is, okay, it is Q at 10%, equal proportion in N and P they ask the questions, okay. So N and P we already see that note it is done, investment in N and P is equal to 1 minus investment in M, O, Q divided by 2, because why we divide by 2, because 2 we don't know, N and P how much we are going to invest that we don't know. So 1 minus 0.15 should convert that percentage, 0.15 minus 0.15 and 0.1, 10 means 1 minus divided by 3. So we'll get 0.6 divided by 2. Why we want to do 2? Because we want to find out that is N and P, it is not given. 6 divided by 2 we'll get 0.3 means 30% in N and 30% in P. Okay, once we get that investment proportions, so we'll make the total of that to make the cross verifications. Is it total is comes to 1 or not? 15 plus 30 plus 15 plus 30, 30, 60 is 30, 90 and 10. So it comes to 1. So 100% investment will be there. Now we should find out the portfolio beta. So portfolio beta is equal to, beta is given, proportion of investment, just multiply with the 0.15, 0.15, 0.30 and 0.15. We will get that is 0.255, 0.330, 0.135, 0.630 and 0.071. Once we get the total, what is the total of beta portfolio will comes to? This beta portfolio is equal to 1.39. It should be the portfolio beta. So total of last column should be your portfolio beta. So that will comes to 0.255 plus 0.300 plus 0.135 plus 0.630 plus 0.071. So summation of that will get beta of second situation 1.39. Once we calculate the two situation activities, last question. See the last question they are asking the problems. See the last question they ask, if the expected return of market portfolio is 14% at beta factors of 1.0, what will be the portfolio expected returns? So first two questions we calculate the beta as per the investment avenue it is given. Now we want to find out the return, okay, but here beta factor is given and other factors it is given 1.0, Now how we are going to be calculate here expected returns. See the things, expected return on portfolio in the absence of risk-free rate of returns. Now it is very much important note. RF value is not given. It is assumed that expected return from portfolio to be computed using CAPM. There is no risk-free rate of return. Entire fund return moves in the line with the market return only. So whatever return comes, that will be lying on the market returns. So CAPM is not applicable. So how we are going to be calculate the expected return? It is 14% market return is already given in the problem. See, RM is equal to 14%. See, and to check that market return is given or not. See, market return, see if the expected return of market portfolio is 14%. So whatever return we generated, that is to be assumed. So we can take that RM value here, RM value is equal to 14% and multiply with individual situation wise beta. First beta 1.28, second beta comes 1.39. So total return will generate expected 17.92 and second situation 19.46%. Okay, now this is your return annually as we have to go for investing in the 5 mutual fund equity investment, that is MNOPQ. Now already they have given that this is our return activities, and in the problem they are given investment amount, means the investment amount is how much, 1 crore amount is there. Okay, so how much amount they are earned when we have to go for situation wise A and situation wise B. Means if you want to go for MNOPQ, first situation investment distribution and second situations. So if you go for first, we will multiply with that expected return into invested amount, 1 crore into 17.92. So total return will get 17 lakh. Total return, see the total return is 17.92 lakhs as per the situation number 1 conditions of that. And if you go for second, you will get 19.46% is to be calculated. So you get 19.46 lakh rupees will be get as a return as if you go for selecting the first avenues or second situation. See the first avenues, if you want to go for this, if you want to go for B, is to get that is this number of amount of return will be get. So what we understand from this kind of problems will be there, where as a company has having the choice that if the company is having 1 crore and they are going to be analyze the 5 equity returns mutual fund schemes and they want to be invest in this 5, so what percentage they are going to invest it will get the better returns. Okay, so that purpose they are selected first situation, second situation, and as per that has to be calculated that activities. Only here RF is not there, so we are in the absence of RF, we are not using the CAPM, and we just assume that your entire fund return is move in the market return. So we multiplied 14 into respected your beta 1.28 and 1.39. How, where it is 1.28 and 1.29, see the beta of first situation, this total will comes 1.28 beta of first situations, okay, and beta of second situation. This will be your beta of second situation will comes, beta is equal to 1.39 comes. So we just multiply with that first situation and second situation beta, whatever return we will get, we should multiply into invested amount. So invested amount will get 17.92. So here you can make correction, that is it will comes 19.46. So amount will comes 19.46 lakh rupees of return we generated. So this is what the another problems where we understand that as an investor how much return we are going to be get if you are having the choice, and we are going to distribute in the number of avenues. So in the absence of risk-free rate of return, CAPM will not useful. You can multiply that activity with the things. Next question, similar to what I solved in the question number 2, just you can practice as a homework, and further problems. Again further problem is there to find out equity share values and some other question paper problems we will be will solve next videos. Then same, this is question number 3 is homework. This is related to that things will be there. You can solve these homework questions and then we'll move for that tomorrow's class, next videos, the further problem of question papers and equity shares values of using CAPMs. And like and subscribe for this channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.